KREM 2 News 10 at 10 begins now with Mark Hanrahan and Jeremy Legoo.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. Well, you might have seen this video at some point today. A cougar spotted on Spokane's South Hill. Certainly a bit jarring to see on your Ring camera, but how common is it to actually see wildlife like this within city limits? KREM 2's Connor McAvoy checked in with the experts.
I spoke with many South Hill residents today, and while they tell me that they're used to a lot of wildlife in their front and backyards, especially during these summer months, one backyard got the glimpse of one type of animal that hasn't been reported in the area before. This is the type of wildlife South Hill residents are used to.
We love our turkeys. They come up and down our street probably once a week.
Avery Steers lived near Manitou Park, used to safe, non-threatening wildlife.
The turkeys move really quickly down our street, so they don't really stick around all that long.
But this week, a sighting of a cougar caught on a South Hill resident's Ring doorbell camera near 14th and Grand brought a sense of shock, not just to residents, but to those in the field of fish and wildlife.
Especially in that kind of lower South Hill area, that would be the first actual confirmed cougar sighting that I have been aware of in probably the 3.5 years that I've been here.
Sergeant Tony Linetti with the Washington Fish and Wildlife Eastern Region says no other sightings of the cougar have been reported in the area. He goes on to say weather played a factor for this first occurrence.
With the high heats and everything else that's been going on, it's being so dry, the cats are always going to be moving at night anyways, but there's a lot of deer that are coming in looking for food resources, and so the cat is obviously pursuing its food source of a deer.
And residents were surprised and concerned to hear about it.
It's definitely unsettling to have that in your neighborhood.
Unsettling, but Linetti says is a reminder as to how he and others with the department find dangerous animals that could pose a threat to someone.
You know, putting it out there social media wise, letting people be aware of it, that's all good things for the public to know about, that there was a confirmed sighting in that area.
Steer says that interaction wouldn't be as simple as letting her dogs near pests like the turkeys to get them away from her house.
I think I would probably call somebody else to get it and keep the animals inside.
Linetti says there is still not a lot of information as to how that cougar made it to this neighborhood, but emphasizes the use of doorbell cameras and that general awareness as the safest measures for people living in these areas to avoid any altercations with any wildlife that poses a threat. In Spokane, Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, now to a weather warning in our area. A dust storm warning has been issued for Ritzville and the surrounding towns. This is just one of many warnings in our area tonight. Meteorologist Tom Sherry joining us now with details on our weather impact alert. Tom?
Well, before we get to the thunderstorm activity, which is responsible for that dust, we need to talk about the excessive heat warning, which is going to be in effect all this week and into the weekend. We have been tracking some thunderstorms. You see that thunderstorm right there moving through the Grand Coulee area? Well, that is responsible. When you get thunderstorms, you get a strong gust of wind down at the surface. That is what is responsible for the dust. It also indicates just how dry it is out there. And of course, we are seeing that lightning. So again, we worry very much about the fact that we may see some wildfires associated with these storms tonight, and not much in the way of rain. 86 degrees right now. Wind is out of the south at 5 miles per hour. We'll call for a weather impact alert for the next 3 days, and probably into the weekend. 99 tomorrow, 99 on Friday, and 103 expected on Saturday. I do see a cool down, though, in your 10-day outlook. That's coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll talk to you then. Tom, thank you very much. And even though our red flag warning expires at midnight, we are still tracking several wildfires that sparked this week, and some that have been burning for a while now. First, the Idaho Department of Lands is now saying 6 structures have burned in the Texas Ridge Fire. It is burning near Kendrick, Idaho, and prompting level 3 go now evacuations. At this hour, it is 0% contained, but we also learned today FEMA is authorizing federal money to help the firefighting costs. In Asotin County, evacuations were expanded this morning for the Cougar Creek fire. Level 3 go now evacuations are in place for anyone living from the mouth of the Cottonwood Creek to Forest Road 4304 west to the county line. The Red Cross opened an evacuation center at the Asotin County Fairgrounds for anyone who needs a place to go. Well, take a look at that. Just as one of several planes fighting a fire in Idaho's Sawtooth National Forest, the Bench Lake Fire is burning nearly 2,000 acres. It's just 3% contained tonight. Well, nationwide, 20 homeless people die every day in Whatcom County, Washington. They're up to 2 per week. And with this heat wave continuing, the trends certainly don't look good. In 2020, 39 people passed, 46 in 2021, 57 the following year, and 84 last year. Through the first 6 months of this year, 56 homeless people have already died, on pace for 112 deaths. Yet another record, nearly triple the number in 2020.
When you actually experience it and see it firsthand, you know, it hits home, and it's devastating. It's a loss of a human life.
Among the factors driving the surge, more senior citizens being pushed out of their homes. The federal government's annual homeless assessment report finds nationwide, nearly 1 in 6 people on the streets are over the age of 55. As for Spokane's homeless population in the heat, the city does have several cooling resources available when temperatures are forecasted above 95 degrees. You can find all of them by heading to our website, KREM.com. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. The Spokane Fire Department is asking for help finding someone suspected of setting 2 different fires near the Ace Hardware on Regal Street. They released these videos. You can see someone approach a pile of pallets, set them on fire, then stop to take pictures. This was the first fire set back on July 4th in the early morning hours. That same thing happened again on July 11th, but this time the suspect brought friends and set fire to a pile of cardboard. Justin DeRider with the Spokane Fire Department says while the fires were small, they are asking the public for help before the suspects cause even more damage.
What most often catches these is people seeing something out of place, or they're driving by, they see some smoke. Take a look at who's around.
The same suspects are believed to have started some small grass fires in the area as well. An investigation underway tonight after a fire in Spokane Valley seriously hurt 1 person and damaged 2 buildings. We first brought this to you as breaking news last night at 10 and 11 o'clock. It happened in the Pinecroft Mobile Home Park in Spokane Valley overnight. 1 person living there had to be airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Neighbors say they heard an explosion and saw the first trailer go up in flames. We will continue to update you as we learn more. And tonight, members of the Evergreen East Mountain Bike Alliance are looking for items stolen out of their garage on Monday. According to the group, a storage shed at Camp Sakani was broken into. On the list of the things that were stolen, several bikes and power tools.
It really impacts everybody that's out using these spaces, hiking, biking, riding horses, when something like this happens.
The group says the garage was fixed, but adds about $3,000 in tools were stolen. Conley there says they plan to upgrade their security. And that was your night beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. Well, in national news tonight, we are tracking 2 major stories surrounding President Biden and the 3rd day of the Republican National Convention. A COVID diagnosis has taken the president off the campaign trail temporarily, and Vice President nominee J.D. Vance addressed the crowd at the convention tonight. Both of those stories in detail coming up in less than 5 minutes. In other national headlines, police in Fort Lauderdale released new body camera footage showing the moments right after this crane collapsed. It was back on April 4th. The crane landed right on top of a woman's car who walked away unharmed.
I was just driving, and then I think I heard something, and then I got hit.
A 27-year-old construction worker was killed in the collapse. The man in the other car was hit, and he suffered brain damage and has filed a $50 million lawsuit against 5 companies linked to the accident. Meantime, overseas, at least 6 people were killed in southwest China after a mall caught on fire. Video from witnesses shows dark smoke billowing into the sky as that building is engulfed in flames. The cause of that fire is unknown tonight. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. But